Hold on. Wait.
I almost got it. Hold on. No.
That was kind of it. Fuck. Way to go, Flop. You did it again. Always letting us down, lowering the bar.
Does anyone else know how to do the drag queen fucking tongue pop thing? Because I cannot.
Yeah, please send us tutorials. We have been sitting here for the last 5 minutes.
It's so funny because, like, the gays, TM, are always talking about how they're so disadvantaged when they clearly were born with a lesser amount of saliva that allows them to do the tongue pop.
It's
easier
so
than us.
Unfair.
No, but seriously, I can't whistle.
Really?
I can't tongue pop, and I can't suck dick good. And I think it's because I have a short upper lip, and it puts me at a disadvantage. I'll say it.
Fucking whistle?
That's what you took away from that?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I literally can't whistle.
What?
Whistle in Dixie.
Do it right now.
I can't.
You're like, that's so mean of you. Go ahead. Girl.
I can't whistle.
I think I was kind of blowing hardcore in the mic, but you get the idea.
Whistle. You know what? I think 28 years was enough.
It's like how I can go.
Stop. You're gonna blow the mic's eardrums. No, I can't whistle. I can't do a lot of things, but you know, I can occasionally do the drag queen tongue pop, but just not terribly well.
You know you're really good at though?
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, that was a little one.
Yeah. What?
You're pretty good at driving me freaking nuts, dude.
Oh! Speaking of driving nuts, you won't believe what the fuck I saw when I was in New Orleans. Oh shit, I said New Orleans again. My roommate. I just have been living with some guy. He lives in my walls.
The gremlin who lives in between your floorboards.
He lives in my toe lint. No, my coworker is from Florida, and she was telling me, she's like, Lauren, if you go to New Orleans and say New Orleans, they will literally beat you to death. Blood in the street. Don't do it. And I was like, okay, fuck, I can't say New Orleans. And I can't stop saying New Orleans. It's either
Nolans
or New Orleans.
New
Orleans. It's not New Orleans.
They're like, someone hears you say it, you're like, oh wow. You're like talking to yourself like, oh God, New Orleans is so beautiful. And like all of a sudden the whole town around you like gets quiet. You can hear like a pin drop.
Their heads all slowly turn towards me like
outsider. Killer.
Someone's head turns completely around.
Like an owl.
180. And they all go, fuck. Fuck. It's like the little girl in Hereditary. She was just a big drag queen fan. Wow. And that's why it was so scary. Because
and
it's
her
like,
brother killed her because she was gay.
Well, she wasn't gay. She was an ally. And I think the true message behind that movie was, you know, don't let kids go to drag shows because they will become corrupted and
they will get decapitated.
Yeah.
And then a demon will possess their body.
In the midst of asphyxiating on a nut-filled cake, they will get decapitated and used as a vessel. So y'all, you know out there, don't let your kids go around seeing them drag queens.
And don't say New Orleans.
And don't say gay. Oh, sorry.
Right.
We're not talking about Florida.
Right.
Yeah, New Orleans. So, God, I feel like a lot has happened. I got married
to a crab.
That's Mr. Krabs to you. Honey, I told you not to interrupt the podcast. Jesus fuck. Anyway, there were plenty of crawfish in New Orleans, but there was just this one crab at one of the bars, and I was like, it's a sign. Of all the crawfish here, crawfish, crawdaddies.
Well, I feel like if you saw his claws, like you guys would understand. His claws are just so big and impressive.
Some might say meaty.
Big, meaty claws.
What is that from?
SpongeBob.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we eloped. It's no big deal. But fuck, I think the last time we talked, it's just me commanding you to start. Take whatever cylindrical item is near you. Jillian.
It's like Ella Enchanted.
Butt fuck.
No. Not again.
I'm at work.
I'm at my grandma's funeral.
Butt fuck your grandma.
No.
I'm sorry, Mima.
Mima.
You fucking bring her back to life.
Fuck German traditions. I want to be called Mima, and Marco's going to be Peepaw.
Peepaw or just Pawpaw?
Peepaw.
Peepaw and Mima.
Peepaw, Mima.
What about Mimi and Pee-Pee?
I mean,
Go over there and hug your Pee-Pee.
give him a kiss on the head now.
Give that Pee-Pee a kiss. Wow. Yeah, I could get behind that.
I could get behind a lot of things.
Anyway, but yeah, I had a little bit of an adventure, and God, I went to Austin, Texas, and I went to New Orleans, whatever state it's in, Louisiana, and everyone was very nice. The whole Southern hospitality thing is very real. I met this woman in a coffee shop, and we had this amazing conversation, and turns out she's like been trying to start screenwriting, and I don't know. I told her that I work in the film industry, and we had a great connection, and she almost like started tearing up because she felt like maybe I was the first person to like listen to her about that shit. It was really amazing. I had like an amazing connection with people. I went and saw a jazz show. I don't even care about jazz. I fucking cried. I cried at a jazz show during a song that didn't have lyrics.
You fucking loser.
I was so embarrassed I ran out. I tripped, slipped on my own tears.
You farted accidentally.
Impaled my asshole with the tuba. I was farting fucking horns for weeks. And hold on. I'll never live it down. But yeah, I cried during a fucking funeral song.
Oh, it was a funeral
Yeah,
song?
it was like
God
songs that they
damn.
play at a funeral. And I was like, it was so goddamn good.
Did it go a little bit like this?
Yes. Actually, yeah. They had they brought a dead body in just for the experience, for the
Yes.
accuracy.
Right, of course.
And I think that's what really pushed me over the edge.
Well, you're legally not allowed to sing or play a funeral song without the presence of a corpse.
Right. And it's a jazz funeral. So jazz funerals, they carry the body to the, I don't know wherever they carry it. They go to dump it in the ocean, dump it down the nearest toilet.
Feed it to the crabs.
The crawdaddies. And they play like a slow, really heartfelt jazz song. And then when they're done with that one, they play like an upbeat one. And so they're just like dancing around with the fucking corpse, you know?
They tied him to the ceiling fan and
They tied like each of his limbs to one of their limbs, and they just human puppet him around the
Weekend at Bernie's.
around Congo Square.
That is so nice.
It was incredible and very I went up after to just thank the performers, because it was like six musicians in this really small venue, like this historic venue from like the 1910s or whatever. And I fucking started bursting into tears talking to them. And I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. Turns out a few days later I got my period. So mystery solved. But it was incredible. You were going to ask me something and I steamrolled you.
Did people tell you that you had an accent, like a California
No.
accent?
No.
I feel like that's probably for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I felt like I had an accent when I went over there. Because sometimes when we talk on the phone or when I talk to a coworker or whatever, I think, oh my God, I sound very LA.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just how people speak now.
I also just feel like there are some people that have obnoxiously horrific Californian accents.
Yeah, like the SNL skit with the Californians.
Yeah, it's just
It's so funny though, because I don't know if I've met anyone. I mean, I do go in. You ever go into like a real retail store and then the lady working it who's like very, the kind of spray tan, bleach blonde kind of a vibe?
yeah.
I've gotten that from some people like that who feel very Californian.
I feel like I've heard that, and then I've heard like the Kardashian spectrum where it's like, I really don't like this. Like,
You're on the Kardashian spectrum. What are the requirements to be on the Kardashian spectrum?
You have to have a BBL and then say that it wasn't surgery.
Well, first of all, yeah, I think let's get real vague with it though. Like let's get a little more general. So you have to have some form of plastic surgery and not acknowledge that
Yes.
you had the plastic
Deny
surgery.
it, like vehemently deny that it was plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm. Till your fucking deathbed when your ass is like deflating in the coffin.
All the fucking fat from your ass went straight into your heart and you had major cardiac arrest.
Like the Grinch. That's what happened to the Grinch. He got a BBL and it all went to his heart.
Not the Ginch.
Did you just say the Ginch? Yeah. What the fuck is the Ginch? The Gooch?
Not the Gimp.
That was Dr. Seuss's original character, but
They're like, Mr. Seuss. He's like, that's doctor to you. They're like, yeah. So
he's like wearing a lab coat and a fucking plastic colorful stethoscope.
you're like, yeah. So we read your manuscript for the Gimp, and he's like, it's great, isn't it? Isn't it one of my best? And they're like, yeah. We just had like one little note. If you tell me.
Remove the harness.
What?
Look, I know it's central to his character, but I just think it could appeal to more people if you just remove the leather harness.
No, that's blasphemy. I will not do such a thing. It is integral to his character. The Gimp is not the Gimp without his harness. I mean, at this point, you might as well ask me to change his name to something like, I don't know, something ridiculous, like the Grinch.
And I suppose you want all this BBL ass fat to go straight to his heart and for it to go 3 sizes. Ridiculous.
What made up poppycock is that?
More like cocky pop. Which is what people's penises should be doing when they see the Gimp. Now I want to see the Gimp. Can you? Can you make an illustration for us?
The Gimp.
It's just the Grinch in a fucking like black latex suit with like the crotch cut out, and then Max has like a ball. A ball gag in his mouth. You're a mean one, Mr. Gimp.
You really are a tease.
Your perky, pierced up nipples. Man, I'd like to give a squeeze, Mr. Gimp.
Your penis is 29 and a half foot long.
Oh my god, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck is one of the descriptor things where they were like, you have the appearance of a dildo rammed so far up a gay man's anus that it's covered in shit and pubes, mangled up and tangled up knots. Also, I didn't mean to exclude men who are not gay and people who identify as men can have things up their butts.
No, they can't. That's not allowed. Sorry.
I mean, legally you can't, but like, we're not going to tell you what to do.
Right. I mean, we're not the fucking Gestapo, right?
We think more men should just walk around with things up their butts all the time.
Dude, have you seen those fucking like vibrators and shit that people will just like have inside of them, and their partner will have the remote like out in public, and they'll just like and they'll turn it on?
I know that those exist. Yeah. I definitely haven't bought one. And
well, I was going to say, could you maybe like ease up on mine a little bit? I kind of feel like when I'm like in a Starbucks and I'm ordering my drink, like I don't want my fucking asshole buzzing, you know?
Well, I keep telling you to stop storing your phone up there. You know what I mean? Like you can't have two vibrators on at the same time. You know, if it's gotten to the point where like your whole body's shaking and like you're spilling coffee all over the floor and slipping and crying and coming and you know in public, then I go maybe I can turn it down a notch. But
You know,
you're just like
pissing
writhing
my
on the
pants.
floor in fetal position with a vibrator up your vagina and a phone up your ass.
you're pressing the button and calling me at the same time. Oh, that is sick.
That's the next phone design, by the way. It's not the bendy screen. It's just like you roll it up in a tube and stick it up your anus. It's easier for you to get through security that way.
I mean, I'll be damned. They think of everything these days.
Your butt'll be damned up. Oh my God. When it was New Year's and I went to go hang out with your friends' friends or your high school friends, your lesbian Catholic school lovers.
Right.
It was flooding really hardcore in your hometown in Danville.
Yeah.
And they had it on the news because I guess they have that local news on their TV. And they had cable, by the way, which I was like, what am I, at a nursing home? And there was flooding on the news in Danville. And I was like, Danville? More like, need a damnville. And the whole crowd laughed and cried, and we hugged for 5 minutes.
And then you all did a simultaneous pat on each other's ass.
No, I did cause a chuckle or two. But
I'm so proud of you. I know you've been working really hard on your stand-up improv skills.
Thank you. I've been trying to do a set without a burp included, and so far it's proven futile. No, it was funny because it was not even a stand-up set. It was like me halfway to sitting down.
Wow.
It's like really...
You are breaking barriers.
I know. I'm breaking barriers and kneecaps because if you don't laugh at my jokes, I will stomp you.
Mm-hmm. And you don't even have to pay extra for that.
No, I'll do it for free. It comes included with the price of admission,
which is $333.
Or you can provide me a slightly milky looking crystal, and I may accept.
I may shove it up my ass.
I will have to take my phone out first, but no, we went to a fucking vegan playground tonight, and there was this woman who was like, hey, oh, hi, guys. And she was selling crystals and all this stuff and like candles and all this stuff.
It was like kind of hokey pokey junk.
Yeah. You do the hokey pokey and you
turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Is the hokey pokey a song about getting fucked in the ass?
Hold on.
I think I just discovered.
You do the hokey pokey.
You do the hokey? I don't know what hokey is.
The hokey pokey?
It sounds like a slur. You do the hokey pokey. So there's pokey involved, and you turn yourself around.
And that's what it's all about. Like,
your ass is what the hokey pokey is all about.
Right.
Because it seems a little hokey when you start, but then you get to poking, and you realize
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. This hokey pokey crystal shop.
Oh, my fuck.
Well, it wasn't even a crystal shop. She just
jangling.
Dingle dongle doodle bops. I don't know.
She
She fucking had like all this shit that was overpriced. And
she had some blood diamonds.
Yeah.
From the Congo.
I mean, like, whatever. And like, I understand like everybody has those occasionally, but you know.
No. It's so funny because, like, obviously you're joking, but I think a lot of crystal sellers will just have shit like that and
Probably.
not. Yeah.
Well, okay. So she had this, I don't even know. It's like 4.5, 5-inch clear quartz tower that, in my personal opinion, wasn't like high quality. It was kind of like milky.
Yeah.
And she was selling it for $333.
$333 for something the size of like 3/4 of a fork. I'm looking at a fork. That's why I'm referencing a fork.
No, yeah.
It's like, it's like the handle of like the medium-sized Birkin bag. If you guys know, like,
right.
that's something easily referenceable.
It's like maybe 5/28 of a Gucci belt.
It's like 2/3 of the straw of a Hydro Flask lid.
It was a lot of fucking money for a crystal that was not very big and not very nice in quality.
It was a lot of money for anything that small.
Well, yeah, exactly. So,
It could be a nano chip that solves world hunger.
and now it's still too much.
Too much for the size?
Yeah.
No. Big thing mean big money.
Yeah.
Small thing means small money.
So there was also this little cluster of quartz in front of it that I was like, okay, well, how bad could this be? That shit was $111.
No. $111 for something the size of like your thumb. Shit, I guess that depends on what size thumb you have.
I got little thumbs.
Jillian got them flat
Fuck thumbs.
flat fuck thumbs.
They're like little shovels. No, I was just
That's how you eat your cereal in the morning.
That's what happens when you don't stop sucking your thumb, kids.
Oh,
It flattens
kids,
out.
Stop sucking.
Just stop.
Overall, bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's so bad that like whatever. I also almost said Instagram people. Like TikTokers and all the shit are doing those straws where you like suck it out of the side of the straw like you're eating a rib. You know what I mean? You know how you like eat a rib and it's horizontally? You suck a straw horizontally. Like it bends at the top and you just, because otherwise you push your lips and no one wants lip wrinkles.
Right.
But then they go and suck, 27 dicks and it's like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah, pick a side. Come on.
You try sucking a dick horizontally like a cob of corn.
Like a horse chomping on a bit.
Where's the fucking spout?
It's like, hold on, let me turn it. And the guy's like, oh!
What the fuck? It's not. We
A
can't call it
spit?
what it is. No, but remember that thing you used to do when you burn your arm by twisting
let's
the
just
skin?
call it like a rug burn or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck.
you can call it a rug burn of the dick, where you twist the skin in two different directions.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Wongo.
Waka. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, this bitch was trying to scam people with these fucking expensive ass crystals, and she had a crystal that I've actually been looking for forever. It was of the meth variety, and it was like.
They had like an easy cook oven too.
It was really accessible.
And it was like the blue kind too. Like it was Breaking Bad. I almost said Breaking Brad. It was Breaking Bad branded, which was fun.
I was pretty excited, but it was like a little pricey, and I understand because it's rare. But I bartered with her a little bit.
You flashed her a nip. She showed you a lip. And you said, "I'm buying from you. You don't need to do that." And she said, "Please,
This one's on the house.
please, I need to do this."
Well, I actually shouldn't even say we bartered because like that implies I initiated that. She was begging me to fucking buy this.
She practically got down on her hands and knees and sucked you off. Like she was so desperate because like first of all, don't say this to people who are trying to buy your shit, but she said like she was having a slow night and like people hadn't really bought a bunch of stuff. And then we go,
It's like, damn, I wonder why.
Is it maybe because you're selling pebbles for hundreds of dollars?
Yeah.
For multiple Benjamins?
Absolute insanity. And then she was like, oh yeah, here's these other crystals I got from the Congo. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry, but like I just have to know for personal reasons. Did any like children die harvesting these crystals?
And she's like, oh my gosh, no, of course not. And you're like, I'm gonna have to pass then.
Move on to the next crystal selling shop that's being like sold by like dirt covered kids.
I need to know at least 100 children have died.
Oh my god, I watched Triangle of Sadness with my family over the break.
Did they like it?
Yeah, they did, but like they acted like they did with any other kind of indie movie where they're just like, this is a little strange. But that fucking scene, go watch Triangle of Sadness if you haven't seen it. But there's like, it kind of revolves around these wealthy people on this yacht, and they're awful. And there's this like old British couple that you find out created weapons for like arms deals and wars. And one of the things that they created was the grenade. And at some point in the movie, the boat gets taken over by like pirates. And they're like walking on the decks of the boat. And all of a sudden they see a grenade fall to the floor in front of them. She's like, oh, would you look at this? And she picks it up. She's like, oh, Charles, is this one of ours? And he's like, no, but and they fucking, like, you see from far away they fucking explode. I don't know why I thought of that, but I think I was thinking of that old lady. Oh yeah, because the kids in the mining. But I listened to a podcast recently about how harvesting crystals is super unethical. And one of the comments that was made was so fucking funny and poignant because it's like, you know, you can get lab grown crystals. If you believe that the crystal itself has some kind of a healing, like special magical power and energy to it, you can get lab grown crystals and have it be the same thing. Like having bought the crystals from mines where children are dying isn't going to give it any more or less of a magical energy.
I feel like if anything, your crystals are harvesting the negative soul energy of the children that have died. They're like, well, yeah, that's why we cleanse them.
Yeah, obviously. Like, if you don't cleanse your crystals, the souls of the children will take over your living space.
Like, everybody knows that. God.
I just feel like a lot of crystal owners, they wake up in the middle of the night to go take a piss and then they flip the light on and then, like, all of a sudden there's, like, a small dirt-covered child in the middle of their hallway. And, like, at this point in their life, they're so used to it, they just ignore them.
Like, ugh, you again? I thought I
Robert.
used my selenite wand to banish you. It was kind of interesting because I was actually able to identify most of the crystals that she had on her table. And I could tell
The look on her face.
I know she was kind of like, oh, this bitch knows that I'm overcharging.
Yeah. Because no person in their right mind,
No.
if they know about crystals or not, would pick up a fucking rock the size of Jillian's middle largest toe and go, that's worth $333.
Yeah. Fuck no.
Jillian's largest toe, however, may be worth a little more.
Well, yeah. So that's an interesting segue, actually, because when I was at the dermatologist over Christmas break, I've been having some issues with my toes. And
they're growing more toes.
the dermatologist was like, oh, can I take a picture? I was like, not for free. Don't you know?
Did you not say that? Did you really? Did you?
No, I
Oh,
wanted
God
to.
damn
I wanted
it.
to, but I got shy.
Didn't you also have another weird encounter with someone else? Was it a dentist or something?
Oh, it was her.
Oh my
That
God.
it was the
Do you
same
want to share
encounter.
that?
I can. I mean, if it's like weird, you can cut it.
Whatever. You can just share what you experienced and how we reacted to it. But
Well, yeah, because I also had some like marks on my face that I learned were spider veins.
oh,
And
are those just like the big blue veins in your face?
I'll show them to you later.
Okay.
They're kind of, it's like you can only really see them in certain ways, but
Because you got a big throbbing one right here on your temple.
that's just a regular vein, you cunt. But anyway.
That's a tarantula vein.
So yeah, I was chatting with her about that, and she was saying like everybody gets spider veins, but people with lighter skin, you can see them easier just because you're more pale. And she's like, but it's good that you're pale, you know, because you're wearing sunscreen, you know, you don't want to get skin cancer. She's like, oh, and she was an Asian woman, by the way, and she's like, yeah,
Not anymore though.
not anymore. She transitioned. Good for her. Oh God, I'm just fuck. She was like, yeah, my mom would love to have skin like yours. And I was thinking like, oh, you mean like
Beautiful, perfect, unblemished,
unblemished skin.
smooth, not red.
And then
Or
she was
scaly.
like, yeah, my mom really wants to be Caucasian. And I was like,
You should have been like, she's
"Oh."
already halfway there. You just need the cock part.
Well, yeah. So
That's-
I
and
was
you were just like,
I was kind of mortified because I'm like, what do you say to that? And she kind of like continued. She's like, I keep telling her like, that's not possible, Mom. And I was like, yeah, probably not. And then I just changed the subject.
you said probably not.
Yeah, because I was
Nervously, like you're keeping a secret.
yeah. I'm like, yeah. Anyway.
Like being white is like being a vampire. You can fucking turn. No.
She's like, bite me, please.
Oh no.
No.
That's so fucked up though, because that's such a prevalent thing in like in the beauty industry.
I know.
Because I mean, especially the older generations got fucked because that was drilled into them since forever.
Oh, for
and
sure.
only recently got changed to where like the standard of beauty was just European and nothing else.
Well, if you look at all those like face filters and shit, even just on
Oh my God.
Instagram, like they make everybody look paler
Mhm.
and have like tiny noses and bigger eyes, and it's just fucking weird, man.
From like a racial standpoint, it's just questionable.
Yeah.
But
Well, speaking of vampires, I went a little fucking crazy over Christmas.
oh my God.
I adopted another cat. Woo!
I thought you said you talked to another cat.
I
and was
talked to
like,
another one. I did it.
Stop, Jilly, please. You can't keep doing this. No, you adopted a fucking another cat.
Little baby. And I named
I-
her Nadja.
I'm like, I'm happy for you, but at the same time, I look at that story and I go, she's mentally ill.
Well, obviously, we all knew that. Come
I
on.
mean, in this specific vein.
No, it was a snap decision that I really didn't even think about. It was just like, I've always wanted a gray tabby, and I saw her at Petco on my birthday, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm taking you home.
You're collecting cats like infinity stones.
Just the color spectrum of cats. But oh my God, she's just so perfect.
She's really cute.
She's adorable, and Gizmo loves her.
Yeah, so it's Nadja and Gizmo.
Nadja and Gizmo.
Which if you don't know, fucking get a life. Jesus Christ.
Marco is so funny about it though, because when I saw her initially, I called him and I was like, or he called me because he wasn't with me on my birthday. He was
Because his
still
spider vein senses were tingling.
he was still in Los Angeles, so he calls me to like ask me how my birthday was going, and I told him about this cat, and he was like, basically told me, well, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. He's like, I don't want another cat, but like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you. So I'm like, well, he didn't say no. So
Jill, that is not very like anti-rape culture of you. You need explicit consent when purchasing pussy.
oh my God.
You purchased pussy without
Oh my
full
God.
consent
Oh
of your
my
partner?
God. Oh my God.
Jail.
Stop.
Jail.
No.
Jail. Jail.
No.
Jail. Jail.
No. No.
You get dragged to hell. Wow, that's really bold of you. And like, I'm not going to condone your behavior one way or the other, but fuck me.
I had to laugh because when Marco got to my parents for Christmas and I brought him upstairs to show him this kitten, he was like in shock, obviously. And I kind of hugged him and I was like, I'm really sorry. I should have talked with you more about this.
As you're giving him a handy. Just to soften the blow.
No, I'm gumming it like a corn cob. So, but he's like, honestly, this was probably the best way for you to do it, because if you did talk to me more about it and I had said no and you did it anyway, then I would have been mad. But yeah, Marco loves her, obviously.
Of course. The man who's allergic to cats.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think that's a bold-faced lie. But
The-
I had a really nice Christmas with the kitties. And speaking of Christmas kitties, when we were unwrapping gifts, Lulu's my mom's cat that we've just had forever. She's like 10 years old. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she came downstairs to like sit with us while we unwrapped gifts, which was so weird because she doesn't come downstairs anymore because of the dogs. And I swear to God, I was like kind of laying on the ground. And she walked up to me and she kind of turned around with her butt near my face. So like I started patting her butt and her asshole like puckered. It was like it was like as I patted, and my mom happened to be sitting like adjacent to her. So she could see it too. And my mom and I were the only people who saw it, and we both looked at each other right afterwards. I'm like, did you just see that?
Her asshole puckered in a sexual way or
I
in like
don't
she was
know.
about to shit
Okay,
way?
if it was like, if this is like the side
I
view.
don't want to see it. Oh
if
god.
this is
yeah.
the side view, right?
Yeah.
Went
It like ballooned out.
it went like that.
Oh!
Like,
That's not a pucker.
for
That's
like a split second. It was like whoop, and then
no.
it went back.
Maybe she was like thinking about shitting and then decided against it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I'm literally gonna throw up on the microphone.
It was so insane. It was
Chill. I'm like actually nauseous.
I'm so glad my mom saw it, because I feel like if I tried to describe that to someone, they would have thought I was just crazy. They would have been like, no.
I've seen a bird's asshole open up right in front of my eyes.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
No, but like above you, like you're laying on the ground. It was the 4th of July, and my parents had just moved to the community that they live in, this like lake community, and we were like sitting on the beach or whatever. My mom and I laying on a towel under this tree, and we look up, and there's like a bird in the tree on the branch above us, and all of a sudden the bird hops over a little bit, and we just see its anus go.
like the gates of hell.
It fucking, yeah, it opened like the gates of hell, like a black hole. And we somehow simultaneously rolled over in opposite directions of each other and just missed a like fat bird shit that like fell directly on the towel. Like we saw it emerge from the bird's asshole and fall to the ground.
That's horrific. There was one time I was holding Yoshi like an ice cream cone. And
what does that mean? Like your head was in your mouth?
No, like, you know how like I hold her with her back in my palm?
Yeah.
And her little feet grab my fingers.
Yeah.
So I think I was like checking her butt for something, because there was like a feather that was like, I don't know. I was looking at her asshole.
Yeah.
And I blew on her butt feathers to like see if everything was okay. And then her butthole was like,
this feels illegal that we're talking.
I know. Nothing sexual happened. Just to clarify.
And then I just for like health and safety purposes, I did it again just to make sure.
Well, yeah, and then I like stuck my finger in just to see if I could.
Okay, disclaimer: Jillian did not finger her bird's
yeah,
asshole.
okay. I didn't fucking finger my bird's asshole.
It was her pussy.
Yeah.
No.
It's called a cloaca.
Stop. We're going to get fucking canceled like that one lady who complained about not getting Harry Styles tickets for the 20th time and then talked about her jerking her bird off.
Yes, I know. She got exposed for finna jerking off her parrot.
Finna jerking.
I'm finna be in the jerking off my bird section.
I'm finna jack my bird off. Speaking of birds and orifices, my company went to Vegas and we met this woman there who had a rubber chicken dressed up like a leprechaun around her neck. And so my boss was so obsessed with this fucking chicken that she had named Patricio that he got one for the office.
He did?
Yeah. And now we have a rubber chicken dressed as a leprechaun in our office.
Okay, so is this something that is being sold as like a kit where it's like already dressed as a leprechaun, or you have to buy it separate?
No. Yeah, we bought little dog clothes for it. I hand stitched a jacket.
Wow.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of hard work and effort, but it's been worth it because, he greets people. Anna set him up to greet people at our door, and I realized that he makes the sound when you squeeze him, and when you let go, he makes a right. But I also realized, because I was trying to figure out the semantics like you did with Yoshi, you're trying to figure out how that booty worked. And I, out of curiosity, was like, oh, I wonder how, like, it's a bottle. And I think there's some kind of a filter at the neck of the bottle that makes the sound when the air comes back in.
Yeah, like the squeaker.
Mm-hmm. And so I stuck my finger in its mouth and I squeaked it again. And this time it went.
It went, oh.
Yeah, the weird thing was I didn't even squeak it. And I just when I stuck my finger in its mouth, it was just. But yeah, it went from to. And I fucking love it. So that happened. And then while we were on the topic of fucking vampires, did you watch the trailer I sent you?
Yes.
Oh My God.
Yes, which we need to see midnight premiere.
So it kind of looks bad. Like,
Of course.
everything beside for the end of the trailer was like, okay, it's a fucking ripoff of What We Do in the Shadows. I think it's called Renfield.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nicholas Hoult, which I love. Hot, amazing, delicious. Oh, Nicholas Hoult, Beast Man, or whatever, Big Blue Boy.
You can stick that big blue hog inside me.
Oh my God, no. Incredible. Love, right, whatever. He is in this movie where you realize, okay, he's the familiar of a vampire, I'm guessing.
Uh-huh.
And he's in this like workers anonymous group with like people who also have shitty bosses. And basically he talks about how like he kind of has this deal with his boss where he gives him special abilities, and in return he has to like feed him victims. And then at the end of the fucking trailer, you get a surprise appearance from the boss. He walks in through the door and you just see him from like the feet up. And then all of a sudden you get a wide shot, and levitating above the group is none other than Nicolas Cage as Dracula. Let that sink in, y'all. If you have been following us for as long as we've been preaching about this subject, which is one we're very passionate about, let it sink in. They're not even hiding it anymore.
Yeah, he is just laughing in our fucking faces at this point.
It's like how like Beyonce is very like just on the nose with the fact that she's in the Illuminati.
Right.
She's an Illumahati, some might say.
Yeah, with the Illuma body.
Mm-hmm. But Nick Cage playing Dracula?
It's just...
He might have just whipped his vampire cock out and swung in all our faces. Slapped us around a little bit, you know? Like that's the kind of disrespect that I feel like we're getting from that trailer.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go see it.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, I saw the poster. That's what Nick looks like most of the time. You know,
Like,
so
he didn't even have to put in prop teeth. He was just using his actual teeth.
yeah. Yeah. In fact, he had to undo the makeup that he normally does to go out in public
Right.
and just be his true self, which is honestly kind of beautiful in like a, you know, socially progressive way. But
You know, I guess this is his coming out story, and I really have to applaud him because it's hard to come out. In a society that rejects you, I mean, look at us, dude. We are not accepting him for who he is. We're no better than, well, Republicans.
you're right. And that's the last thing I'd want to be associated with. So Nick Cage, you know, we salute you in your coming out journey. And man, I mean, I honestly, at this point, it's almost like I have to applaud him for the transparency.
It's brave.
It is brave. And I am waiting for a public statement.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But, you know, in his own time. We can't rush this. It is his journey after all. So, congratulations again to Nick Cage for coming out as Dracula. This is huge for the vampire community, I'm sure. I think we could have done without, you know, all the gaslighting in the past. But what's done is done.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Look, yeah, let's let bygones be bygones here. You know, I'm willing to forgive and forget, you know, if he'll spare my life.
Well, spare it, you know, elongate it. We'll see what kind of deals we can finagle. But I am kind of regretting the fact that I didn't go visit his tomb in New Orleans.
Ugh.
Thinking
Well-
maybe I should have done that before it becomes the world's largest tourist attraction. But I can't live with regrets.
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Well, I guess we'll see you at the tail end of January. When I'm even older than I am now.
Yeah.
It's your fucking birthday. It's a fucking celebration. It's time to celebrate. It's a birthday, darling. It's a birthday. Who's gonna love you on your birthday? On your
Yeah, it's your fucking birthday.